Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Today we're going to be taking a look at the best employee enablement software. Now, if you've ever started a new job and thought, okay, where do I actually find things around here? This is probably for you. And it's also for the people that are putting together these programs for employee enablement, and you don't know where to start with finding a new software that may be worthwhile for your organization. Now, I am generally the person that does this, so I've got some tips and tricks to share with you today. Now, employee enablement has become one of the biggest priorities I'm seeing across multiple organizations and teams. And quite honestly, I love it. I'm here for this. Um, Having great culture alone isn't enough, and having engagement alone isn't enough either. So, think about the problem with things like traditional training. Generally, it requires you to interrupt somebody, ask them, have one-on-one sessions. Typically, it's lecture style, and these are pretty boring and outdated, and often it's accompanied with really text-heavy documentation. And honestly, it's just messy and just awesome on processes that doesn't really scale and honestly doesn't really work for organizations that are asynchronous. Now, employee enablement, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the software, is looking at what it actually means because it often gets mixed up with training or engagement, and it's not necessarily either of the two. Now, at its core, employee enablement is actually about equipping employees to be self-sufficient. So giving them the tools, the guidance, and context to carry out their work effectively without hand-holding. And here's the analogy I always use because this sums it up perfectly, and it's really relevant in my life, is thinking about cooking. Cooking is where training is like taking a cooking class, for example. LMSs, courses, these are the recipe and the ingredients. Now, I might understand the basics during the class, but when I get home, I forget everything. I don't know how long something actually needs to cook for. And often I'm unsure about certain tools or spices or ingredients. Now, employee enablement, on the other hand, is like having the chef with you in the kitchen, showing you exactly where everything is and how to do each step in context when you need it. And that is the difference. Now, we're going to take a look at some of the best tools. Always consider your use case, your employee skill level, and your audience at the end of the day, and what the goal is. Overall, I look for tools that are easy to use and they should be intuitive. Should already integrate with tools that you already use because oftentimes employee engagement, training, upskilling, these are all integrated. I also like tools that are AI assisted and have some really good features to speed things up. And typically, I look for strong support for SOPs and workflows and documentation. Now, always focus on knowledge accessibility, process clarity, and adoption when looking at a tool. Let's get into it. Now, the first on our list is a tool called Together by Absorb. Now, you may have come across Absorb previously. They're pretty well known and they are a pretty well known LMS or a learner management system, but Together is their mentorship platform. Now, this really stood out for me for enablement because you've already got the LMS within the tool. So this is really handy, especially for organizations that are looking for an LMS and integrated mentorship program. So it's kind of all in the same ecosystem, and I really like this. Now, there are some really good tips and tricks within the tools. They do have things like already set up templates for agendas, handbooks, follow-ups, that kind of thing, which is really handy. And it's really great for organizations that are looking for something like structured learning. So really, really ideal for organizations like that. I would recommend having a demo and having a look at the tool because there's quite a lot to kind of cover just at a face value looking at the website. Now, typically, I've used this in organizations where I've mentioned they're looking for something like mentorship programs. So if you don't have that kind of structure, it's probably not going to be one of the better ones for you to have a look at. However, I like this because it's got automation and early alerts for low engagement, which is really great. So looking at things like where we are dropping off in terms of mentoring and understanding that before you kind of slip into low adoption rates is really critical. And the mentorship programs are quite flexible. So looking at each employee, you're not going to have one that fits every single team or employee, and this is where it's really great fit. Now, there are fewer AI features than I would have expected a tool of this size, and the learning curve can be a little steep. So I would recommend just having a look at that, making sure that your organization is at a mature level and that you can implement this successfully. Now, the pricing is not publicly listed, it is custom. So if you are interested in a tool like this, I would recommend looking at the pricing first by requesting a quote before getting too far down the track. Now, next on our list is Guidde. This is one of the best for AI-assisted SOPs and video enablement. Now, they do have a lot of features within the tool. I like this one, and probably I'm a little bit biased because I'm typically the person creating SOPs, training documents, and capturing multiple flows over and over again. And this is why I really like it for employee enablement. Now, if you deal with a lot of repeatable processes, you should have them recorded. And this is really where it comes to being a huge plus in organization. For enablement, that means that your employees don't have to reach out to you to have it repeated over and over again. You can have it pre-recorded. Now, it's not just pre-recorded workflows. You can pretty much record anything, especially where there are steps, and it auto-generates using AI-assisted features, automated scripts, captions, you name it, it does everything, which is really fantastic. I've really enjoyed working with it. It's really easy to use as well. So you don't really need a really high skill level to operate it. It's pretty easy to get going. My execs love it because it's actually browser based. So you can just go ahead and install the free extension within your browser, and you can create an entire repo of guides, documentation in multiple formats, which I really like. And you can then go and edit any of these steps as well, which a tool like this is really handy, especially if you're creating, I would say, quite structured frameworks, but you want to kind of jazz up your videos a little bit. You can add personalization. In fact, you've even got things like voiceovers and background music and that kind of thing, which is really handy to create engaging videos that are really professional and can also be branded, which is awesome. Now, I do want to say they do have limited analytics and user insights, so do keep that in mind. But they do have a free plan available so that you can get to grips with the tool pretty quickly and see how it works. And in terms of pricing, pretty reasonable. So paid plans range from around about $18 to $39 per credit per month. And they do have a enterprise custom plan for large organizations. So really great option to have a look at. Now, next on the list is Microsoft Viva. Now, if you are an organization that's already deep within the Microsoft system, Viva makes a lot of sense. I would say it's probably less suitable for small organizations that find the Microsoft costing prohibitive. However, I've used a lot of these tools, and it's not just one specific module within Microsoft Viva. They've got Microsoft Viva Amplify, Connections, Engage, Glint, and it kind of feels like they just add in more and more every time you look at it. So overall, it integrates really seamlessly with M365 or Microsoft 365. And keep in mind that you will have to have an M365 license in order to use any of these apps, and these are paid for apps. But if you're already integrated into the ecosystem, it is a really good option because you can kind of add on all these little bits and pieces and kind of make up your tech stack as you go. Now, think about things like Connections, which is one of the ones I would say is probably best for employee enablement because you can perform a number of functions within the app itself. It does work really well on mobile phones as well, and it's really collaborative. So really great. You can complete tasks. You've got SharePoint news, everything all within one space. And I do want to say that they've got pretty strong adoption tracking, which is almost to be expected with Microsoft. So a good option to have a look at. Now, limitations for me is that it can be a bit expensive, especially if you're a small organization. And I found support pretty horrific when I've had to reach out to Microsoft support. I think they notoriously are not great. However, if you've got a bigger organization, it's probably not a huge train smash for you. Now, the add-ons range from around about $2 to $12 per user per month. But keep in mind that you will need a Microsoft 365 license to have the add-on. Now, next on the list is Atlassian's Confluence. Now, Atlassian is a well-known product. They've got a lot of tools under their belt, including probably one of the more popular, which is Jira. Now, I find this probably best for organizations that need really structured knowledge bases or wikis. I use this myself as a wiki and a repo for procedures, for enablement, and it's probably one of the stronger ones I would really recommend if you are a larger organization that has more complex needs. Really, really good option to have a look at. It's great for remote first teams as well, works really asynchronously. You can access it from anywhere, so really good for that, as well as document structuring. So if you've got internal and external knowledge bases or databases, pages that you need to create, it kind of all integrates within the same place, which is really handy. You don't need to plug in additional tools for that. And if you already use Jira and other Atlassian tools, it's a really fantastic option to have a look at, because this plays well with a lot of other features. So you could actually have links straight into a Jira ticket, for example, within your knowledge base. I found it really handy and it works really well. I'm a Jira user. I love it. I know it's not for everybody. The Confluence has actually got a really great look and feel as well compared to Jira, I would say. And it also integrates with a number of other tools like Figma, like Google Drive, like Teams, etc. So everything all in one place. Now, I would say that the downside is that you will have to keep your knowledge base updated manually. There's no kind of automated process for this. So I would recommend that it is better fit for organizations that kind of need once-off updates, or if you've got a larger team, you can handle regular updates, probably a good option for you. Now, the plus is it is free for up to 10 users, which I found really great in terms of the pricing structure, considering it is such a well-rounded tool. So they do have a free plan, and then their paid for plans do range from around about $5 to $6 per month. Keep in mind that this does range or scale based on team size. So go and have a look, and you could just fill in your information there and kind of get an idea of the pricing scales that you could work with and see what makes sense for you and your organization. Now, last on our list is a really great option. It is called WalkMe. If you are in the product space, you have likely heard about this tool before. Now, WalkMe is really great if you are looking for digital adoption and in-app guidance. And you can see this from the little demo that they do at the bottom here. Really, really fantastic in terms of driving digital adoption and also tracking it. So if you're looking for a product that works well within your ecosystem, if you're a very product heavy organization, or if you've got a lot of software systems that you need users to be guided through, really, really useful option to have. It actually kind of really holds your hand and does like a step-by-step guidance throughout that process. Now, I've used this for product demos, even sales demos, for example, where we can kind of see how our users are interacting with our software. And it can be really handy for employee enablement this way, because you can kind of see where people are getting stuck. Perhaps your employees are kind of going through a bit of a process, but they're getting stuck or finding friction points somewhere. This is a really great option to kind of catch those friction points before they become really frustrating for your employees. You can then go and fix that before it becomes a problem. So you can see, hey, the adoption's low because users are finding a certain aspect of our software really hard to use. And they are therefore not being able to make use of it successfully. So really a good option if you are looking for digital adoption. Now, I do want to say that the limitations are that it's probably best for software heavy or product oriented environments, just because of the nature of the tool itself. And you're probably going to need a good level of skill to get this set up correctly, and to also understand the analytics and to kind of how to drive that adoption and correct it. So do keep that in mind, that you're probably going to need a bit of a tech savvy person working through the platform itself to make sure that it's working as you intended to. Now, unfortunately, another one of these platforms where the pricing is not publicly available, so you would have to go and request pricing to get an understanding of if it's going to be the right fit for your organization, if pricing is a consideration for you. However, you can request a quote and get an idea of kind of what it includes. Now, keep in mind, choosing the right platform, it's not just about the tool. It's about a process that needs to be backed by clear strategy. You need executive buy-in every time, really important, and the right software for your individual team. So there's not necessarily a one size fits all solution here. Perhaps you'd have to use a couple of these. I know I do, and I need them in different instances and with different teams. But together, if you've got the right software in place, or you've got the right combination of software platforms in place, it can be really powerful in terms of enabling your employees to succeed. Thanks for joining today.